I'm about to read Toni Morrison, The Bluest Eye, in 24 hours. Will I pass? Will I fail? Find out on this episode. Hey y'all, it's me, Ariana. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I will be attempting to read Toni Morrison, Bluest Eyes for 24 hours. A lot of people were saying this book is very controversial, if not one of her most controversial and emotionally draining books. So yeah, I'm kind of nervous, I cannot lie, because I'm just like emotionally draining. I could only imagine after reading Beloved by Toni Morrison, I said it can't get worse than this, and everyone's saying no, it can't get worse. We're gonna find out together, and I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts and raw opinions on Toni Morrison's book. You could tell I'm so excited. So excited.
So excited! So excited!
Anyways, let's get into it. Okay, don't mind the new setup. I'm in my den. Yeah, because I wanted to get comfortable and read. So I am I'd say 25% done with the book. So far, we're introduced to the main characters, which is, well, right now, I just finished the section of Autumn, which is telling the story of, I think her name is Passiola. Yeah, but it's told from the perspective of Claudia, which is another little girl she is raised with. So what I gathered so far is that there's 3 little girls and I think a boy named Sammy that is all growing up in this house called the Breadlock. The mother and the father are very abusive to each other and to the children, low-key. I don't know if they put hands on them, but they're definitely emotionally abusive. And about the whole family and how Passiola is basically being raised to believe that she's ugly. She's a black girl, I guess in America, yeah, we're gonna assume. And she's taught at a young age that if you have blonde hair and blue eyes, you're the most beautiful thing ever. And in her mind, she's thinking that beauty is gonna give her love, which is a crazy thought. Not so far-fetched, I guess, if you're raised like that. Now she is friends with some workers, if you picking up what I'm putting down. And she's basically asking them about what love is, because she just started her cycle for the first time and learns and discovers that now she could have a child, and she thinks to have a child you need to be loved, which, okay, for a child I understand, but who she's asking, like, okay, like, how do I become loved by somebody? This is gonna be very much interesting, because girl, I don't know, chat. I'm kind of concerned for our main character, especially her concept of beauty and love, associating that she needs to have blue eyes and blonde hair to be loved, aka to have a child. And I'm just like, ugh, I just want to hug her and tell her, like, you're beautiful just the way you are. But yeah, basically they were raised, even her parents, that because they were black, they were deemed ugly. Saying to me, anyways, we're gonna try to get through winter and we'll be back in about an hour. Maybe. I don't know. Winter might take me a minute because all this looks like winter. Some things are easier. I just finished winter, where we get introduced to technically 3 more characters, which is Maureen, Junior, and then I forgot the mother's name, Junior's mom. I think it was like Grenadine or something. Winter, the chapter basically starts out with the story of Maureen, how she's basically they shape her up to be a pretty light-skinned girl that just moved in to their neighborhood. Frida and Claudia basically doesn't like her at first because she's seen as, like, you know, the pretty girl, and they're like, oh, we're ugly because we're black, which is so sad. But It's the truth of the book. And so they tried like very hard not to be friends with her, but they ended up actually liking her, and that caused them to walk home and seeing that Pecolia is getting bullied by some neighborhood kids. They go try to save her. Maureen tries to, comfort her, like naturally want to take care of her more because the girl was just getting bullied. However, they ended up getting into an argument. That friendship was short-lived. I kind of felt bad for Pecolia because I thought, oh, like finally Pecolia is getting a break. Nope. Nope. The girl ended up getting mad and getting upset because Frida called her boy crazy. Also, I don't know if I mentioned before, but let me clear it up right now. I'm starting to realize, yes, Pecola, Frida, and Claudia are technically raised with each other, but not raised in the sense of they're in the same household, same mom and dad. No, they're friends that both live in the same neighborhood. Yes, which I quickly figure out in the book. Frida and Claudia are the ones that are sisters, but Pecolia is just their friend that hangs out sometimes. Next, we get into the character of Junior, how Junior is feeling resentment towards his mother's cat because his mom basically neglects him emotionally and don't show him any love, but instead shows love to a cat, which causes him to lash out in different ways. One being abusing the cat. He bullies any friend that he kind of makes, which is strange because the mother already tells him he can't be friends with other kids in the neighborhood because they are darker than him. The internal racism, it shows all over this book. It's so actually really sad. But anyway, the mom tells Junior like, hey, you can't hang out with these kids. And then the few kids that he can hang out, he ends up bullying them because I don't know, I feel like deep down he doesn't know how to show affection or emotions or love because his mother. And so this is when Pecolia like ends up coming into the scene because she walks into his backyard because his backyard just happens to be behind the school, and she kind of gets trapped in his house low key. Like he baits her into the house, traps her, and like throws the cat at her face. And cats they're scared too. So the cat naturally, grabbed at her, but eventually they reconciled and she started actually liking the cat. Junior did not like that Pecola liked the cat and he harmed the cat because of that, to the point where the cat kind of got, well, we don't know fully because at the end it looked like the cat was trying to come back, but it was severely hurt. And same time, Junior moms come in and Junior blames the cat injuries on Pecola, knowing that the mother is not going to like Pecola because of how she looks, what she was wearing, and basically not being proper like Junior's mom. Junior's mom basically cussed out this kid, which is, once again, so sad. So now we're into spring. So we're going to see how long that takes. Honestly, because I will not lie, I've been using the audiobook to help me like get through it faster. We are almost 50% done with the book. We're gonna try to get through spring in the next hour and come back. We might even end up on summer, we'll see. But hopefully the camera doesn't die, because the camera did die mid me reading the book. I'm gonna dive back into it. I'll see y'all after reing spring.
Hard to think we. I know it takes a heart. But you took that and some.
I am 78% done. Y'all, this book took such a dark turn so quickly. I couldn't even brace myself. If you guys read the book, which at this point I hope y'all did because I'm definitely spoiling the book for you guys. This chapter, the upbringing of Charlie, aka Pecola's dad, as well as her mom, Pauline, and just wow. Pauline, she was basically an interesting child. She hurt her foot really young and it caused her to become basically disabled, I'd say. Like she could walk on her leg, but it was very limp. And she basically ended up isolating herself for many reasons and distracting herself through house chores. She didn't mind, she loved it, and ended up meeting Charlie, which is Picola's dad, on one of his travels. Anyways, then we get into Charlie's upbringing, how his mother tried to abandon him, but his great aunt saved him, took him in, raised her as his own, but unfortunately his great aunt passed away, I should say. And I feel as though after this, his life just went left. Things happened to him, which if you read the book, you read the book. He tried to find who his dad was. His dad rejected him. So he always carried rejection from his dad, actions from others, and humiliation. And he carried that to his adult life. And we see why he kind of is the way he is. Very abusive to his wife, emotionally neglects his kids, why his oldest son basically left in their dynamic. And then I just want to hug Picola. Like, does Picola ever win in this book? Like, I feel as though every single minute, like, Picola cannot catch a break. My poor girl. My poor girl. Oh my gosh. As we keep on reading and reading and reading, I'm just like, yo, like, I don't even want to read the book no more. Like, Picola has just been through it. This little girl cannot catch a break, and I'm upset, and I'm blaming every adult in this situation because nobody is protecting her. Nobody is showing her just basic things I would hope any little girl would know. Child, this is a hard read, you guys. I'm gonna need something light after this. Like, I don't know, we might go back to the young adults and start reading their books because, Jesus, this is a hard read. And I'm reading the front of this now. It said Read with Jenna. If you guys don't know, Jenna Bush is a talk show host on the Today Show. The fact that she recommended this, yo, that is actually so random. Anyways, this is a lot. I'm gonna push through and try to finish the book. I think I only have like an hour and a half left of reading, so we will actually finish this whole book in one day. But this was so heavy. Like, I'm laughing, but yo, like, I don't think nothing could prepare me for this book. Nothing could have prepared me for this book. What do you mean? I need Picola to get a break. Truly. Y'all, let me know. Does it get better for Picola? Like, does she see happy ever? Well, because, you know, none of Toni Morrison's characters really get a happy ever after, but does she kind of get I don't know, chat. I'm trying to process everything. Just like this poor little girl trying to process everything. I'll catch y'all in a second. Just, yeah, because, wow. We gotta push through. We gotta push through. Wow. This is the type of book where it causes a bad, like, what is it called? A reading slump. Like, how could you read? This is a scary movie in a book, chat. This is legit a scary movie. This is the type of books where I need to watch SpongeBob after. Cause what? And it's funny because one of my friends, she read it and she was like, yeah, be prepared for this, be prepared for that. She did not mention this part of the book. Like, I'm so sick for this child. I low-key want to throw up. I want to throw up and cry. Like, I feel so bad for her. And I'm upset because nobody's there to, like, protect this girl. Like, I mean, her friends tried. I will say Frida and Claudia tries, but they're kids themselves. They can only do so much. This is, okay. We're gonna get back into it. Let me try to continue and finish this book because I did say 24-hour challenge, y'all. Remind me next time if I ever do a 24-hour reading challenge. Don't do it with a Toni Morrison book unless I'm trying to stay up at night and think about this poor little girl or any of her characters, truly, honestly.
Oh, when you gave up, I get it.
Alright, so after 3 dead batteries, a power outage, and just a whole lot of emotions, we finally finished The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison, and we completed it within 24 hours. Can we just get a round of applause. Thoughts on the book? You guys, don't read this book unless you're ready to be a little traumatized and think differently on the world as we know it. If you guys don't know, I'll explain. This is about a black girl named Pesolia, bred of love, that is getting mocked for being ugly. She's just a young black girl with dark skin, curly hair, and brown eyes, and she wants to fit in the beauty standards and have blonde hair and blue eyes. Unfortunately, through her journey in this book, it just continuously gets worse and worse and worse until eventually she has basically a psychotic break. And I kind of knew she wasn't gonna get a happy ending because once again it's Toni Morrison, but I just, jeez, like the little girl did not catch a break. Eventually she just, like I said, got a psychotic break, and yes, she's still alive, but mentally she's no longer here with us. Like, she's gone, which is kind of funny. Not funny like haha, funny weird in the sense of, I noticed they mention another character in the book named Bob. It's a dog that basically what's his name, Mr. Church, I think, I forgot what they call him, but Church puts out in her misery and basically puts upon his hands like, okay, well, I'm gonna the dog because it's suffering anyways. And in my head I'm thinking like, did Toni Morrison want us to feel like Church and just want to put Pecola out? Because Jesus, this little girl went through it. She did not catch a break. Like, life had their knee on her neck the whole entire book. But I found it interesting how they went into the history of the mom and the dad, because you really understand why her upbringing is the way it is. Does it make it better? No. Do I feel any better? No. But I could understand how everything led to this point and how the little girl is the way she is. When I tell you, it took an emotional toll on me for a second. I just had to sit there and just stare at the wall and think, like, did that book really do that? And it says that this is, I think it's her first book she ever wrote. Toni, I'm not gonna lie, you extraordinary writer. Oh my gosh, I don't think I felt this sad after reading a book since Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. And if you guys know about that book, you know it's the same feeling. I'm disappointed in all the adults, the whole community. And the fact that she only had a friend, Rita and Claudia, which shout out to them. Once again, I think I mentioned it a little bit before. Yes, they tried to protect her, but they could only protect her so much because at the end of the day, they're just kids as well. And I find it funny how the author also mentioned it, where she said she did that on purpose. She wanted her only, I guess, safe space / heroines to be kids, but also reflect that, you know, the kids could only do so much. And it's telling, like, she conveyed that very, very well, and it's so sad. It also makes you question, like, beauty standards as well as how we perceive life through class, gender, and race. Adonpolia's life. I keep on saying Pesolia. I don't know where I see the S. In my head, I see Pescola, but I know it's only Pecola. Anyways, that's a whole nother story. I don't wish Pecolia's life on anyone. Honestly, truly, my heart goes out to this little girl. In my head, I'm gonna have to create her a happy ending so I won't cry tonight. You guys made it this far. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you have any book recommendations after this down below, please put it. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, my loves.